Kent Hughes did something amazing that I think not too many people are talking about. You see, the Montreal Canadiens have been on a heater this season. They are still, at the time of recording this audio, one of the best teams in the Atlantic Division. They have a playoff spot at the moment, and they are 7th overall in the National Hockey League. Yeah, ignore the fact that Central Division teams have taken over this year, but Montreal is amongst the best of the best. And they did all of this despite the injuries, despite the lack of a Caden Gooley or a Patrick Laine, despite the inconsistencies in net with Sammy Montembeault. Montreal has found itself solutions after solutions after solutions. But these solutions right here that we'll be talking about in this video, I don't think Kent Hughes has been given the credit he deserves. He built this in a cave, it seems. Let's refer to a few tweets to get the narrative started. Let's talk firstly about Sammy Blais. Anthony Martone tweeted this out 2 days ago. Sammy Blais, in 5 games, ever since his arrival with the Montreal Canadiens, he is second in 5v5 goals with 2, tied with Caulfield and Demidov. He is 5th, tied with Cole Caulfield in points. He's got 3. He is second on the team in hits with 15 at 5v5 play, and he's done all of this in 39 minutes and 39 seconds, which is last place on the team. And if that doesn't go to show you just how strong Sammy Blais has been as an acquisition by the Montreal Canadiens, a guy who worked his way up from being a Laval Rocket towards the end of December and got the call-up in Montreal, and now he's going out there and scoring some important goals. He had a 2-point night the other day against Carolina. Sammy Blais is hitting everything that moves, and he is providing value for a Montreal Canadiens team that, by all accounts, is using it properly. This is almost the perfect kind of bottom-line player, one that does everything you need him to do and then some. You don't expect Sammy Blais to go out there and score super clutch goals to help you fuel a comeback, but he does that anyway. You just want a solid vet who can stabilize the bottom 6, always provide a physical spark, and make it difficult for the opponents, and Sammy Blais does exactly that. He's a player that I think Montreal fans absolutely have started to turn their heads towards ever since being an acquisition from the Toronto Maple Leafs. Could you believe it? They didn't want this guy. They didn't think they could use this guy. And now, he's in Montreal doing his thing, and I think Sammy Blais has been one of the most effective, underrated Habs the past few weeks here. Let's go out there and read another tweet. This was posted by Habs on Reddit earlier in the week as well. The way Kent Hughes quickly rebuilt the Habs' bottom 6 by bringing in Texier, Blais, and Danault isn't really being discussed enough. They've each been contributing in their own ways. And the best part about this isn't even their final form. Alex Newhook is going to come back at some point. Kirby Dach is an option. The Montreal Canadiens have had a whole bunch of singular acquisitions throughout the course of the year that have all made the team better, all while having these extra guys shelved up on the IR. Now, I get it. You can say there are going to be questions that arise when these players inevitably return. Who gets traded? Is there anybody that gets traded? Do people get sent down? Patrick Laine is also a guy that we haven't really gotten any sign of life from, aside from him being at the Victoire game. But I'm a lot more excited than I am focused on the departures. With the way this team is already playing right now, once these other better players start to become available, it's going to make competition a lot more tight for Montreal Canadiens' bottom 6 roster spots, and overall the team's quality is going to get even better. They're already a top 7 team in the league, and they got to this position without some of the guys that we pegged to be top 6 forwards. Kirby Dach was supposed to be second line C. Sorry, he got his job taken by Oliver Kapanen of all people. Now, Third line C, sorry Jake Evans, Phillip Danault is there. Reunited with Brendan Gallagher, they're cracking jokes, they're scoring points, they're doing the things that we wanted to see them do together. And it's looking like Phillip Danault is enjoying himself again. Somebody get him a pizza. Give it to Cole Caulfield. And then you have Alexandre Texier, who came in and started showing off a lot of those offensive skills that we might not have actually seen too much out of during his last days in Columbus. For Alexandre Texier, this is a guy who, coming over to a French-speaking Montreal team that welcomed him with open arms because, let's face it, they wanted to see this guy, they wanted to give him an opportunity. Now he's taking that chance and running with it. And he's looking awesome. I mean, yes, he doesn't score the most points, but for Alexandre Texier, just the skill, the pizzazz, the shootout plays, obviously there's a lot to like out of this guy's game. And Montreal is taking advantage of the fact that Columbus didn't really have the patience to see that through with him anymore. It's not like, oh, Kent Hughes got all these top-tier point scorers out of nowhere. Nobody's going to look at Sammy Blais and say that this guy is a top 6 forward, but the additions, with respect to the rest of the lineup, have been very solid. And I just wanted to say this about Sammy Blais too, like, before we end off this video, I am super happy for this guy. Because, yes, it's true, he only gets like 6, 7, 8 minutes a night with the Montreal Canadiens, but he's still providing that dog-like quality that made him so beloved with the Abbotsford Canucks last year. Not to mention the fact that he was a top-line player, he was scoring a whole bunch of points. Actually, was he top line? No, I think that was Sasson, Carlson, and Baines. Yeah, no, Blais was a top 6 player. Excuse me. He had a whole bunch of points with the Abbotsford AHL team last year en route to the Calder Cup Championship. He was very beloved, and there was some buzz in Vancouver as to whether or not Blais could actually provide the Vancouver Canucks with some value. But we all saw how the Canucks have started this season. It's not looking all too great, and Sammy Blais ended up going to Toronto, of all places. Wasn't really a fit there, though. Very happy to see that he is a fit in Montreal, with the clutch goals and the fan factor, too. So with all this in mind, I want you to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. How do you feel about the way Kent Hughes built this bottom 6 in a cave? Phillip Danault, Alexandre Texier, Sammy Blais, he's gone out there like Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr., Iron Man, Doctor Doom, Fantastic Four, X-Men, and he is looking like a genius. Thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.